Testing, 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 testing. Go down there. Hello and welcome to Rice Lake. Testing, testing. And anyone at home here? Why don't you go down to that end and then turn your volume up? Axel can hear us. Thank you very much, Axel. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to go on mute here until we get closer to game time, but we just wanted to make sure that we were live and operational.
State-based stadium for tonight's reigning Division III sectional semifinal match between the visiting Schooner Shell Lake Royals and your Rice Lake Warriors. The winner of this match will advance to the sectional final match, which we played here this Saturday. The WIAA, along with Rice Lake High School, would like to remind all spectators to please show good sportsmanship and positive cheer towards the players, the coaches, and the referees at all times. And now please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, the anthem is done. It's time for your starting lineups.
And now, starting for the Rails.
Starting for the Schooner Rails tonight, junior number 2, Colton Fredrickson. Junior number 5, Ezra Walt. Junior number 10, Landon Deneen. Senior number 11, Chase Osterhuse. A senior number 16, Cale Cleveland. A sophomore number 20, Jose Apraro. Junior number 21, Ethan Blatterman. Junior number 23, Cody Bush. Junior number 24, Ty Zeller. Junior number 26, Henry Schmitz. And the sophomore goalkeeper, Dominic Ritchie. Nick Merck, longtime coach here in Rice Lake, behind the bench now for the Schooner Rails, who have had one heck of a season this year. And with a fairly young team there with a lot of juniors. So starting for Rice Lake, 00, Yahir Sanchez. Junior, number 3, Abdallah Chakuri. A senior forward, number 5, Jake Ingebretson. A senior defender, number 7, Forrest Grenier. A senior forward, number 9, Edgar Sanchez. Senior midfielder, number 12, Aiden Putnam. Junior defenseman, number 14, Bubba Hallberg. Sophomore defender, number 16, Dominic Hernandez. A junior defender, number 20, Fanta Heber. Senior midfielder, number 23, Ian Krantz. And number 11, freshman, Pierce Hastrider. Rice Lake, coached by Rich Holmes and Jeff McDonald. Again, the Schooner Rails have not played the Rice Lake Warriors in a long time. These two typically don't see each other throughout the season or in the playoffs. Spooner has had a fantastic season this year. I believe they come into the playoffs at 13-1-2. Just a great season for Coach Nick Merck in his first year leading the Rails. And a lot of juniors in that lineup. So just a couple of seniors and the rest are juniors with some sophomores and a couple freshmen on the bench. So a bright future here for the Spooner Rails. Rice Lake coming into this contest after a good win over Unity last week. These two teams will, the winner of these two teams will play either Lakeland or Mosinee, who are playing right now as well. That game will be in Rice Lake at 7 p.m. on Saturday. The Warriors will be going from left to right on the field, north to south. The Rails will be going into the wind in the first half. We are up in the press box today to stay out of the rain as it is wet and windy here in Rice Lake tonight. Hopefully the camera is getting you the angle that you're going to need to get all the way across and that you're able to hear all right. We got some great fans down below here for both teams. Spooner very well represented here today. Spooner's going to start with the ball. And thank you, Axel. If you at any point in time struggle to hear or can't see anything, please let us know. We appreciate the feedback. Spooner passes it back, and we are under play here. Spooner tries to send it long. Chakuri picks it off. He's going to poke it down the middle, doesn't get it to the side far enough for Sanchez, and Spooner plays it back up the midfield. Got coming together. They're going to call a high kick on Rice Lake, and Spooner's going to get the ball at about the 45-yard line. Number 2, Colton Fredrickson sends that one down the field. Cut off by Rice Lake. Chakuri's got it. He's going to send it to the outside to Hastrider. Hastrider loses it to Spooner. They kick it out of bounds. And Rice Lake's going to take back over at about the 50-yard line with the throw-in. Grenier grabs the ball. Send it down the field to Hastrider. Hastrider off his backside over to Engebretson. Engebretson cannot get past the defenders. And the ball goes out of bounds on Spooner at the 40-yard line. Thanks, Mom, for checking in here and letting us know that everything is good to go. Grenier sends it in. Engebretson misses the head flick. Kicks it off Spooner defender. Number 16, Cale Cleveland. That ball's out of bounds. Grenier steps up for another throw-in. Sends it up the middle. Spooner with the head flick, and it's going to go all the way back to the goaltender. Sophomore Dominic Ritchie grabs that ball, sends the punt up to midfield. Nice punt. Chakuri cuts it off. Right back to a Spooner midfielder, though, and they're going to get that ball up to midfield. Looking to swing it to the outside. It's number 5, Ezra Walt. Hernandez steps up. Spooner attacker steps over the top of him, goes down, and Hernandez with that left foot sends the ball all the way down to the corner. Edgar Sanchez on a run. Got the defender back there for Spooner. It looks like that ball is going to go out of bounds off of Rice Lake and out the end line for a goal kick, Spooner. 2 minutes into this scoreless contest here with most of the action being played between the Spooner 20 and the Rice Lake 40. Goal kick for Spooner, number 21, Ethan Blatterman back to take the goal kick. Sends the ball up the middle. Engebretson looked for the header. It died on him, though, so he plays it forward to Krantz with his knee. Krantz to the outside to Hastrider. Hastrider to Engebretson. Engebretson back to the outside to Hastrider. He's not able to keep the ball in bounds, but it was tipped out by Spooner, so Rice Lake will have the throw-in right down at about the football goal line. Hastrider gets it into Chakuri. Goes off his knee and out of play. Spooner now with the throw. Goes up the sideline. Engebretson directs it towards the middle with his head. Goes to the outside to Hastrider. Hastrider trying to get to the corner. Goes off a Spooner defender and out of play. Hastrider back to Chakuri. Chakuri now goes through 2 defenders. Gets it up to Krantz. Krantz going down to the corner now. Spooner is going to get this ball and put it out of bounds. 3 minutes into this contest. Spooner content to just keep putting that ball out of bounds. Throw into Engebretson. Engebretson goes to the far side looking for Sanchez. Sanchez waited for that ball, and it did not get all the way through. Throwing on the far side now, Aiden Putnam over to take the throw. Putnam in towards Engelbretson. Over the top of his head, Spooner heads it towards the sideline, trying to move the ball up the field. Sanchez cuts it off, takes that ball away, gets it to Engelbretson. Engelbretson back to Sanchez. Sanchez trying to get past the defender, and they do a nice job of cutting him off. Spooner has 5 defenders back right now, so they're gonna force Rice Lake to take that ball from the outside. Rice Lake so far keeps trying to bring the ball up the middle of the field, getting it in tight, but with 5 defenders back for Spooner at any given time, it's going to be a tough task. Throw in goes down. Spooner D keeps it in, goes to the outside. They send it up. Putnam cuts it off. Putnam now has got the ball on the far sideline, tries to cross it to the middle. Spooner D does a nice job of getting that ball back out, and it goes up to the midfield. Grenier comes back, cuts it off. He's got it on the far sideline, looking for Putnam, goes too far, and Spooner sends it up the field where Hernandez heads it back down the field for a header, handball, by Spooner. So Rice Lake's going to take this kick. Looks like Ingebrigtsen's going to stay back to take the kick. Jake normally doesn't take these. He's down there to score the goal, but he wanted to send that ball in. Does not get through, but Chakuri steps up, not able to break through the crowd, though. Sanchez takes a shot from the outside. Good shot, because this ground and ball is going to be extremely slippery here tonight with all the rain that's been coming down for the last hour and a half. Hastrader cuts off that punt by Ritchie, goes to the back line for Grenier. Grenier up to Putnam. Putnam sends the ball up the field, looking for Chakuri or Hastrader. It's cut off by Spooner. Spooner now over the midfield. Spooner making a run up the middle. Alberg steps up with a header, cuts that one off. Alberg with another header to the outside to Hastrader. Braden Alberg with 2 headers there to get that ball up the field. Chakuri comes in to help Hastrader. He gets it over to Engelbretson. Engelbretson to the outside for Sanchez. Sanchez has got Putnam on a run, but the defender for Spooner looks like number 11 from here, Chase Oosterhuis, does a nice job of cutting that off and getting it out of bounds. Looks like it tipped off of Sanchez, so Spooner's got the throw in. The Rails get it in, send it down the field. Alberg steps up, punts it all the way back down. Spooner now kicks it towards the outside, going to the far sidelines there, and they're going to kick the ball out of play. Rice Lake throwing at about the 35-yard line. Putnam with the throw in. Goes down. Spooner heads it back out to the middle. Engelbretson gets it. We got, I don't think he called a handball there on Rice Lake. So Spooner's going to take possession of the ball at about the 20-yard line. The free kick. Apologize. It's tough to see the Spooner numbers from here, so won't be able to give you their names all of the time. Those of you that are tuning in and for the Spooner Rails. Another handball here by Rice Lake. So all season long, they've been letting the little handballs go for both teams throughout the season, and now it seems like they're calling every handball. So there was a little bit of a change to the rules this year where it had to be intentional instead of just kind of an indirect to keep the play moving, and they are not having that be the case here tonight in Rice Lake. Putnam does a nice job of shielding the Spooner attacker. That ball goes out of bounds. Grenier's going to go back to take the goal kick for Rice Lake. We're 7 minutes into this contest, 0-0. Neither team with really any good scoring opportunities at this point in time. Spooner did a nice job there of stepping up. Ball goes through, though. Krantz now on a breakaway. Can Krantz get a shot? Dominic Ritchie comes all the way out and makes a diving play. Absolutely fantastic play by the sophomore goaltender for Spooner. A heads up. Ball pokes through by Engelbretson. Krantz on a run and was not able to get there before Ritchie cut it off. Short punt, handball by Spooner. They knew it was a handball because they immediately let it go back. Engelbretson did not stop the ball completely, which is why that kick's going to come back. He's going to play it short to Chakuri. Chakuri back to Engelbretson. Engelbretson takes a couple steps to the outside, gets it to Putnam. Putnam back to Grenier. Grenier looking cross, does not get it through. As Spooner has 2, 4, 6, 8 guys back there in the middle to cut that off. Spooner now gets the ball up to midfield. Hastrider gets back, cuts it off. Number 10, Landon Deneen, passes it back. Cut off by Fanta Hebert. He sends it down the field. Looks like they missed the handball on that one, though. Must not have made contact as that ball goes back. And Spooner sends it up the far sideline. Hernandez goes back for it, trying to get it to the outside. Goes off a defender right back to him. Takes possession, gets it down the field. Putnam cuts off that clearing attempt by Spooner. Goes up to Sanchez. Sanchez crossing the field now. He's looking for Hastrider. Hastrider not able to take that one on the first bounce. Can he keep it in? He does not. Sliding effort there by Pierce Hastrider. Not able to keep the ball in play. And Spooner with a throw in. They pass it backwards towards the middle of the field. Interesting play there, but it worked out for him as they now move the ball up the field. Comes into the middle. Hernandez steps up. And he gets that ball to the outside where Putnam was not quite able to take possession. Spooner now has numbers coming down the field. Deneen dribbling down the field. Alberg, though, comes back, cuts it off, sends it up the near sideline, and that ball is going to go out of bounds and around the 40-yard line. Spooner now with the throw in. Grenier steps up, cuts it off, goes off a Spooner defender out of bounds. Rice Lake will have the throw in. Grenier now on the sidelines, goes to Hastrider over his head to a Spooner defender. They're going to play it to the middle. Chikuri steps up, gets a shoulder on it, not able to control it though, and Spooner sends it down the field. Another throw in coming for Rice Lake as Deneen goes off his shoulder and out of play. And a bad throw by Hebert. It was foot came all the way up. So we've got subs now coming in for Spooner. Heading off the field are number 24, Ty Zeller. And it looks like 26, Henry Schmitz. Number 4, Nick Reedy coming in. And I'm not sure the other Spooner rail was. Spooner trying to play it to the near side. Gets that ball out of bounds. Braden Alberg's going to come over now to take the throw for the Warriors. Bubba sliding up the field, sends it in over the head of Engebretson, but it comes back to Grenier. Grenier tries to play it up. Spooner now, D, steps up at the midfield line, sends it back down towards Rice Lake's end. Hastrider gets a foot on it, kicks it out of bounds, and Spooner will have a throw in around the 30. Spooner throws it in, cut off by Engebretson. Spooner gets it back, sends it up the middle of the field. They got a play now on the outside. Shot on goal and a save by Sanchez. That ball kind of took a weird squirt going out of the way, and it popped through to Deneen. Deneen took a short angle shot, and here Sanchez makes a diving save. Corner kick for Rice Lake, or for Spooner, I'm sorry. The Rails set up their play. Ball comes in, header is missed. It slides all the way through to the garbage man who's not able to get a foot on it. He's going to send it back to the top of the 18. Ball gets cleared by Putnam. Nice job staying their ground there by the Spooner D at the midfield. Chikuri sends it up to Krantz. Krantz in a long run. Krantz trying to get it down the field, and Spooner's going to kick that ball out of bounds. Krantz is going to give the ball to Hastrider for the throw. He sends it down short to Chikuri. Chikuri keeps it in on the sideline. Some fancy footwork here as he is looking for where to go with it. Instead of passing it back to Hebert, he just keeps making some short little choppy plays and eventually turns it over to Spooner. The Rails send it out to the far side where Hernandez is. Hernandez sends it up to Putnam. Putnam looks to get to the middle of the field, can't get a foot on it. Chikuri's there though. Chikuri steps up. 3 defenders for Spooner step up, take over. Goes back to Chikuri, who just puts that ball weakly towards the goal, and Ritchie makes the save. Punt for Ritchie comes out to just past the 40. Spooner actually plays it backwards to their midline. Now back to the back line, and that ball comes up. Hernandez with a nice step up instead of waiting for it. Stepped up, got the ball out of bounds. Spooner with the throw in. We are 13 minutes into the first half. Header by Putnam back to the middle of the field. Spooner sends it right back to Putnam. Far sideline. He plays that left foot, goes all the way through to the goalkeeper, and Ritchie is going to collect it, send the punt up the middle of the field. Hastrider gets a foot on it and kicks it out of bounds. Throw in for Spooner at about the 40. We're going to play it into number 2, Colton Fredrickson. Fredrickson gets around Hastrider, sends it up the field. Braden Alberg steps up and kicks the ball out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Throw in for Spooner goes to Fredrickson. Fredrickson right back to number 5, Ezra Walt. Ball goes out of bounds off of Spooner, and we're going to have a throw in for Rice Lake. We got a couple subs coming in the game here. It looks like Putnam, Chakuri, and Hastrider are going off. Bailey McDonald, Sam Jevney are back on. Chakuri's coming back onto the play. Spooner takes the throw in away from Rice Lake. Starts moving down the field. Fanthe Bear, he did get a step. Spooner had it look like they had a step on the inside. They do end up taking it away, and Bear kicks the ball out of bounds, but it's going to be a throw in, not a corner kick. Spooner plays it back to about the 20. Looks to cross it, but Krantz comes back to get it. Krantz uses his body to shield the play, carrying the ball up to the 40. Going to the far sideline now. Looks to get it up the field. He does so to Sanchez. Sanchez gets tripped up from behind. Hernandez steps up. Hernandez from his D position comes all the way up, trying to get that ball up to Krantz. Not able to do so cleanly, though, as Spooner's got the D back. Ball going back and forth, playing a little ping pong here in the midfield, as now it gets to cleanly to Engelbretson. Engelbretson takes a run, gets it up to Sanchez. Sanchez looking to cross it over here to McDonald. Does not get through. And Spooner sends it back up to midfield. Chakuri with the header down to the 40, down to the 30. Looks like Sam Jevney over there gets the ball out to Sanchez on the outside. Sanchez takes a shot, gets tipped by a Spooner defender and out of play, and this should be a corner kick for Rice Lake. Corner kick for Rice Lake. Looks like Braden Alberg's going to come up and take this kick. There you go, Allie, if you can. So it's backwards on this screen. So if you look here, it'll mess you up, right? So, yeah. So looking there is good. Now, we've got the All-American and his fiance here helping us with the camera work tonight, and we appreciate that. So Brittany can be down there cheering on her son. Bubba with the kick comes across. We got the header by Grenier, and a nice save by Dominic Ritchie. Comes all the way up to Sanchez. Sanchez is going to take a shot, and another nice save by Ritchie. This could be how Spooner has stayed in the games this year, because this goaltender is hot right now. And as a sophomore, that's impressive. Great kick by Alberg, a nice header by Grenier, and a couple nice saves by Ritchie. Ritchie again being aggressive in the box, comes out, grabs the ball. Going to take that punt now. We're 16-20 into this first half. Rice Lake getting some scoring opportunities here now. The top scoring opportunity went to Spooner, but now Rice Lake with a couple great chances there. And Ritchie with a nice play to just let that go out of bounds. We'll have a goal kick for a substitution. Can't see the number yet for the Rails here of who's coming in. It looks like maybe number 20, Jose Aparo. Goal kick cut off by Sanchez. Sanchez gets it to Krantz. Krantz uses his body to shield, looking to get to the outside. Spooner with some good defensive play there to push him out. Krantz now gets the, they're going to say it went off of Rice Lake. Not a corner kick. Looks like it went off a Spooner defender and must have clipped Krantz. The line official, AR, was in the right spot there to make that call. 17-20 into the first half. Goal kick for the Spooner Rails. Ball comes out to about the 25. Jevney steps up. He's going to pass that ball backwards. Chakuri gets it back to Dominic Hernandez. Hernandez up to Engelbretson. Engelbretson gets a turn, but a defender meets him there from Spooner. They're going to send that ball all the way down to the corner. Hernandez coming back for it. He's got just a little bit of space. Hernandez sends it with the left foot up the sidelines, and it's out of play. Not sure if it got tipped. Looks like it did not get tipped, so that's going to be a Spooner throw in just past midfield. Hernandez steps up, uses the body to knock it down, sends it up with his right foot. which is his non-dominant, to Sanchez. Sanchez to Engelbretson. Engelbretson making a run. Sanchez gets it back to him. He's got Abdullah Chakuri on a run. Ball goes out of bounds, out the end line, off of Chakuri. And we will have another goal kick for the Rails and another substitution here. Again, I apologize. The Spooner Rails numbers are pretty small on their jerseys, and even though it's black on white, it's extremely tough to see from up here unless their back is to us, and it's just perfect. So the Rails send this ball up, short kick, and then they send it up from outside. It comes through from Hernandez, goes all the way up. Krantz now just outside the box, and he kicks it way too high. That ball was taking a bounce, and he clipped it when it was at its peak over the top, and another goal kick here for the Rails. Ball comes up. McDonald heads it up to Krantz. Krantz now on the outside. Instead of going to the corner, he comes back, makes a nice move to go down towards the end. He's going to play it to the end line to Chakuri. Chakuri keeps it in, looking to cross. Well, he's going to do some dribbling down here, and he does the backwards flick to McDonald, but McDonald wasn't there. Spooner sends it up the field. Fanta Hebert steps up, misplays the ball, but luckily Grenier is there. Grenier gets it too far, and Spooner sends it crossfield, and Sam Jevney's there. Jevney gets tripped up. No call on the play here. He must have just gotten his feet tangled. Dominic Hernandez thought that he was just playing that ball softly to Grenier. Grenier thought that he was going to send it farther, and a little miscommunication, but the Spooner Rail's not able to handle it, and the ball goes out of play. 20 minutes into this first half. We're halfway through. The score is still 0-0 here in Rice Lake. Chakuri cuts it off, gets it over to McDonald. McDonald turns it over to the Rails. The Rails send it down the field. Alberg steps up. High ball, gets it up to McDonald on the outside. Bailey gets it taken away from him again by Spooner, and Fanta kicks the ball out of bounds. Spooner coming down the field here. They got a throw in. They're going to send it into the middle of the field. McDonald gets back. Spooner gets around him originally. Fanta steps up. Chakuri now has got it. Chakuri gets it to the middle of the field to Engelbretson. Engelbretson plays it through his legs, going up the far side of the field. He's going to send it up the middle towards Krantz. Spooner with 4D back, though, cuts it off and gets it to the near side. 5, Ezra Walt got it. Going to the middle of the field. It's cut off by Engelbretson. Engelbretson back to Fanta Hebert. Hebert sends it up the near sidelines to Krantz. Krantz on a run. Goaltender hesitated for a second and then comes out and grabs it. Again, that slippery ball with the rain coming down, Krantz, it looked like it almost slid through him just a little bit, but Richie does a nice job of bringing it in, and then he punts it out of bounds. So the Warriors are going to take this throw in at about the 40-yard line. Grenier steps up for the throw, gets it towards Krantz, but Spooner heads the ball out of play. We're going to do it again. 21 and a half minutes into this first half. Header by Engelbretson, back to Chakuri. Chakuri settles it down to the outside to McDonald. McDonald plays it to the middle to Engelbretson. Engelbretson goes back to Hebert. Hebert's going to swing it back to Bubba. Bubba goes far side over to Hernandez, and the Warriors have switched the field. Hernandez up to Sam Jevney. Jevney back to the middle to Grenier. Grenier now coming to the near side of the field, goes outside to McDonald. McDonald tips it up to Chakuri. Chakuri on the near side, and that ball goes out of bounds off Chakuri. He lost his balance. It was going to be out of bounds by Spooner, and as Chakuri was going out of bounds there, he slipped. We have a substitution by Spooner. They throw the ball in, so we're going to settle that one down and come back, do it again. Henry Schmitz back into the game for the Spooner Rails. Colton Fredrickson takes that one away from the Warriors. The ball is just spinning here on the near sidelines. It's kept in by Ezra Walt, and then as he's trying to make a play around 3 Warrior defenders, the ball goes out of bounds. Grenier goes to Chakuri. Chakuri to Engelbretson. Now back to Chakuri, and Engelbretson starts to make a run. 4 Spooner defenders there as the midfielders and forwards come back. Not able to get through, but Rice Lake takes it back over, swings it to the far side where Hernandez sends the ball to the corner. He had Sanchez on a run. Oh, that ball hits the corner flag and stayed in play for a second. And now we're going to have a throw in by the Spooner Rails instead of a goal kick. A lucky break there actually for the Warriors. Spooner now with a long bomb kick, but out of bounds. So we're going to have a throw in for the Warriors. Looks like they're going to back them up a little bit here to about the 48. Short throw in by the Warriors, taken away by Spooner. Jevney gets it back, though. He's going to come to the middle of the field, and he's going to turn it over to the Spooner Rails. Spooner misplays the ball. Hebert was there, does not get a foot on it. Grenier cannot get the ball to the outside, and we got a run coming here, but Braden Alberg steps up and takes the ball away, gets it out of bounds. Alberg steps up on Deneen, takes that ball away. Deneen now throws it in back to 16 Cale Cleveland. Cleveland back up to Deneen. Can't get through. Does a big head fake there. Does not fake out Ingebretson. Ingebretson carries the ball for a while, sends it to Chikuri. Chikuri to the outside to Sanchez. Sanchez has got Krantz in the middle. Gets around his defender, and Spooner kicks the ball out of bounds. That's going to be a corner kick for the Warriors. 24-20 into this first half. Braden Alberg coming up from his defensive position to take this corner kick. You can zoom right there if you want to try to get in a little bit tighter so the folks at home can see in the far side. Bubba Alberg now has got that corner flag in the right spot. He's got the ball set. 24-40 in. Kick coming. Ball is up. Goes all the way through, and nobody touches it. Nobody there for garbage for the Warriors, and that ball comes all the way through. Back into the game is Pierce Hastrider for Bailey McDonald, and Putnam's coming back in for Jevney. Spooner with the goal kick comes up to the middle. Ingebretson's got it. He's going to play it back to Alberg. Alberg swings it to the outside. Hernandez. Hernandez chips it up to Putnam. Rice Lake playing more of a possession game here tonight, whereas the Rails have been playing a little bit more of a kickball game, sending the ball up the field as they've been on the defending side here for the majority of this contest. They've had a couple good runs and a great scoring opportunity in the first 10 minutes, but Sanchez was up to the task. Spooner now with the throw in. Far sideline. Hernandez cuts it off. Gets it to Chikuri. Chikuri to Putnam. Putnam to Ingebretson. Ingebretson up the middle of the field. He's got Krantz on a run. Spooner, though, cuts it off, but it comes back to Krantz. Krantz trying to make a turn through two defenders. Not able to do so, but Chikuri steps up. Gets it to Sanchez. Sanchez to the outside. Spooner going to take that ball, and they kick it out of bounds. And we're going to have another corner kick for the Warriors. Nice job by Chikuri to shield the defender there. And at 26-15, we're going to have another corner kick opportunity for the Warriors. Putnam now set to take the kick. Sends it into the middle, all the way through again. Spooner actually keeps the ball in play. We have no Rice Lake Warriors going to the far post and being on the backside. And I don't know why we haven't done that. We've kicked the ball long 3 times here. One header, great opportunity, and the other two have just sailed through with nobody there for the Warriors. Alberg played it to the near side. They've worked it up to Krantz. Spooner takes it away briefly. Chikuri, though, gets it back, heading down to the corner with it. Chikuri takes a little chop step, tries to go through 4 defenders unsuccessfully, and Spooner's going to send that ball up out of bounds. Got the cowbell here tonight. Grenier with the throw-in. Looking for Krantz in the middle of the field. Spooner does a nice job of stepping up, though, taking it away. Hastrider comes back, does not give the Rails a clean look there. Fredrickson had to take a couple extra steps. Chikuri with the push gets away with it as Spooner had maintained possession. Grenier back to take it. Grenier to the outside to Hebert. That ball goes out of bounds as Fanta was standing out of bounds and did not come back in to play it. Quick throw in by Deneen and a good heads-up play there by Fanta to just head the ball out of bounds. Throw in by Deneen comes back. Gets it back to 16, Cale Cleveland, who goes back to Deneen. Comes to the outside here to Hastrider. Hastrider plays it to the middle to Ingebretson. He lets it through to Putnam. Putnam plays it up to Chikuri. Chikuri to the far sideline to Sanchez. Warriors switching the fields here, and Sanchez is going to send it up the field towards Chikuri, but the Spooner Rail defender was back there first. Putnam now doing some jockeying. Spooner turns the ball over to Hernandez. 2 defenders there, though, for the Rails. Take it back. Grenier steps up to the far sideline. Grenier for the Warriors now on the far sideline. Dribbles around one, passes it up to Sanchez. Sanchez to Engelbretson. Engelbretson with a quick flick to Sanchez. Sanchez back to Engelbretson. Engelbretson on the side takes a shot, and it looks like just cleanly out of bounds. He's lost his footing there, went down, and I don't know if that affected him or not, but the ball did go sailing out of play. Coming up on the 29-minute mark here of the first half. Ritchie gets the ball set, waiting for one of his defenders to come back and take the kick. Look like Ty Zeller heading back there to take this. He's going to send the ball up to just past the 30. Putnam heads it to the middle to Chikuri. Chikuri settles it back to Putnam. Spooner, though, defender steps up. They're going to play the long ball to the near sidelines. Goes to Fanta. Fanta takes too many touches there, and Spooner steps up, takes it away. Deneen now coming up the far sideline. Alberg steps up. Deneen kicks the ball too far to the middle, and that comes to the outside. Braden Alberg with a big boot. Sends it all the way up to the midfield line to Krantz. Over the top of Krantz's head, and Spooner's going to play this out of bounds, and the Warriors get away with another one there. Hey, Bear misplayed that ball 3 times, and the Spooner Rails took advantage of it. Throw in for the Warriors now at the 45. Hey, any chance you can get me something to drink? Just a water. It'd be great. Thanks. Principal Bahoki just pulled in here to cheer on the Warriors tonight. To the middle of the field, goes off a couple defenders, and Spooner trying to get that outside, and they do so, but Chikuri steps up, takes it away, immediately taken back by the Spooner midfield. They're going to send it down the field to Hernandez. Hernandez sends it up the field towards Sanchez, but I think Sanchez was offside, so he's got to come back. Ball out of bounds, 30-25 into this first half. Throw in, plays it short to the defender. He's going to pass it back to the sideline, taken away by Sanchez. Spooner now cannot get it back from Sanchez. Sanchez going to the goal line, gets pushed out of bounds down there, and Spooner's going to clear that ball. Up to Putnam. Putnam takes it away just outside the 18. Looked for Krantz in the middle, but it was a step too far, and Spooner's able to clear it out to the 30. Deneen with a couple of nice headers here to send himself up the field. Grenier doesn't let him get through. Hebert misses the ball again. He's going to get it up the sideline this time towards Hastrider, but it goes out of bounds, and we got to throw in for Spooner 31 minutes into this first half. Spooner with another short throw in, comes back to the defender. Engelbretson gets it at midfield. Engelbretson looking to switch fields. He gets it over to Putnam. Putnam's taking a couple steps, gets it taken away by a Spooner midfielder that was coming back. Spooner sends it up. Putnam hustles back, and Chikuri ends up taking it away. Engelbretson loses it, and the ball goes out of bounds by the Rails. Quick throw in by Hernandez. Looking for the head flick there from Engelbretson. Not able to get it cleanly, but Spooner with a nice play by the defender initially to get around Chikuri. Taken away by Engelbretson. Engelbretson up to Chikuri. Chikuri gets it past the goaltender, and it goes out of bounds. Dominic Ritchie again comes out hard to play that ball, and I don't know if he tripped Chikuri or if Chikuri just had to dive over him and he lost his footing, but a nice aggressive play again by the sophomore goaltender from Spooner. 8 minutes left in this first half as Spooner sends the ball out of bounds on the far sidelines. Yep, out of bounds. Good hustle over there by the Spooner D, but not able to keep it in. Substitution here as let's see here who we got. I think we got Caleb Johnson coming in for Fanta at right D. Senior Caleb Johnson plays about every position on the field for the Warriors when they need it. He's played forward, midfield, defender, wherever they need him. That's where he'll be. Ball goes out of bounds, so it's going to be a throw in for Rice Lake at about the 20-yard line. Putnam takes a couple steps, goes to Engelbretson. Engelbretson doesn't get a head on it, but Spooner kicks the ball out of bounds for another corner kick. So this will be corner kick number 5, I do believe, for the Warriors here, and it looks like Sanchez is going to take it this time. Sanchez sets the ball, The Warriors now scooting back a little bit farther. Sanchez, ball into play. Header by Engebretson goes wide. 33:30 will be the time on the clock when this ball comes into play. 5 corner kicks for Rice Lake and only 1 good scoring opportunity out of them, and Richie made 2 good saves during that transaction. Spooner now sends the ball up. Engebretson with a header comes all the way down out of play again, and that ball is going to go out for another Spooner goal kick. The rain still coming down here pretty heavily in Rice Lake. 34 minutes into the first half, 6 minutes to go. Thanks, buddy.
Coke too.
Appreciate it. Spooner sends it up the field. Engebretson with a header goes back to the Spooner D who stepped up. Krantz tried to cut him off, couldn't get there in time. Goes to Grenier. Grenier heads it up to Krantz. Krantz not able to control it, and Spooner's going to take over at the midfield. Goes up to Ezra Walt. Walt looking for Deneen on a run. Grenier comes back and takes out Alberg. Alberg was stepping up for the play. Grenier was coming back, and the lack of communication caused a collision, but both players are all right. Spooner passes it back, looking to switch fields. Putnam's there, though, so he's going to step up. Can he send it up to Sanchez? Yes, he can. Sanchez now on the far side. Spooner gets 5 defenders back. Sanchez on the far side looks to come to the middle to Engebretson, but it's too far forward. Spooner steps up. Goes too far, though. Hastrider is going to come up, gets it to Krantz. Krantz now in the middle looking for Engebretson. Engebretson gets through. He gets tripped, and we're going to have a free kick at the 15-yard line. 35 minutes into this first half. Free kick for the Warriors at the 15-yard line. Spooner was trying to get back. The ball was played through by Krantz to Engebretson, who was trying to split 2 defenders. And as he did so, got tripped up. I don't think there was anything intentional there other than the fact that they didn't want him to get a breakaway opportunity. So we got Engebretson and Grenier now trying to figure out who's going to take this kick. Looks like Engebretson's going to take it. He's got Grenier in the middle, and he takes the ball straight through, right onto Richie. It bounces off his chest, but he's able to gather it in. Ball went right to the goalkeeper, who was in the middle of the net. Lots of room on the 2 sides. Unfortunately, not able to put it there. Engebretson gets it back to Chikuri. Chikuri now to the far sideline to Putnam. Putnam gets it through to Engebretson, but a nice defensive play by the Spooner Rails to cut that off. Spooner again playing the long corner ball here to Deneen. Johnson gives chase. Deneen keeps that in. No, the ball did go out of bounds. Looked to me like he kept that ball in play. The official here on the near sideline, though, called it out, so he's got a better angle of it than we do. Grenier is going to take that throw in. Goes to Hastrider. Flicks it up the field towards midfield. The only person there is a Spooner D. Grenier, though, steps up, takes it. He's going to poke this through. He's got Krantz on a run. Krantz tripped the defender inadvertently. He was on a run. Their feet got tangled up. Absolutely no intention, but he definitely tripped up their player. No card on the play. Great call by the official there to just reset that for Spooner. Excellent call by the official. Chikuri sends it over to Putnam. Putnam goes to the outside to Sanchez. Sanchez with 3 minutes to go in the first half. He's got that ball on the far side. He goes to get around the defender to the goal line. Plays it off the defender and out of bounds. We're going to have another corner kick here for Rice Lake. This would be corner kick number 6 in the first half. Years ago, the Warriors were rock solid on their corner kicks. And this year, we just have not been able to put the ball in the net like we have in years past. Putnam gets the ball in the middle. We got a lot of rails there. Grenier not able to get a body on it. Comes back to Chikuri. Chikuri gets it to the outside to Hastrider. Hastrider does not keep it in. Just needed to get a touch on that and send himself to the corner. But we have got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left as Johnson stops the ball. Kicks it into a Spooner attacker, number 22, Dominic Blatterman. Johnson's going to take the throw. Johnson with the throw to Krantz. Krantz with the head flick going to the end line. Here comes Hastrider. Hastrider got to get through two defenders. Spooner stops the ball instead of shielding it to go out of bounds, and they move it up the near sideline. And they keep that ball right on the line. And this time it goes out of bounds. Engebretson tips it off of Cale Cleveland, and the Warriors are going to have a throw in here with about a minute and a half to play in the first half. Johnson with the throw into Engebretson. Lets it go through to Krantz. Krantz, they get it back to Hernandez. Hernandez plays it to the outside, looking for Sanchez. It goes off the Spooner defender out of play. 1:20 to go here in the first half. As Putnam with the big throw in, comes all the way through to the goalkeeper, who corrals it in, and he's going to go for the punt. Sends it up to the midfield. Grenier's waiting, not able to get a head on it because Deneen cut in front of him. And the Spooner rail is going to take over a little bit there at the midfield. Chikuri steps up, not able to get a body on it as Frederickson turns it over, though, to Grenier. Grenier on the near sideline, looking for Krantz. Krantz now looking for somebody to overlap, but nobody was there. Hastrider is going to send this ball to the middle of the field, looking for Putnam. Sends it to a Spooner rail instead. Putnam does get back, gets it taken back. He's going to send the ball back to Alberg. Alberg's going to send the ball to the far sidelines to Sanchez, who is not able to keep that ball in. 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Spooner throw in by the Rice Lake bench. Cut off by Hernandez. Hernandez to Chikuri. Chikuri gets by the defender. We've got up to Engebretson, a nice step up there by the Spooner D. Chikuri, though, gets it back, gets it over to Sanchez. Sanchez gets it to Engebretson in the middle. Engebretson to Sanchez. We got 5 seconds, and Sanchez sends the ball right to the goalkeeper, Richie. Richie is going to hold on to this and take it to halftime. A scoreless first half here in Rice Lake as the Warriors with many more attacking opportunities than the Rails, but neither team able to put the ball in the net. And we're going to take a 10-minute break here, head into the second half. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll leave the stream going, but we're going to put the microphone on mute. All right, welcome back to Rice Lake for the second half. Rice Lake and the Spooner Rails tied at 0 after 40 minutes of play. Rice Lake now in the blue uniforms will be going from the right to left. From south to north, the Spooner Rails coming out of the sheltered area here, it looks like, for the second half. They are late getting back to the field. All right, Spooner Rails now taking their spots on the field. Getting ready to start the second 40 minutes as Sanchez passes it back to Engerbretson. Engerbretson to the near side to Jevny. Jevny back to Chikuri. Chikuri back to Jevny. Jevny pokes it through right to a Spooner midfielder. They're going to send it up the near side. And Hernandez with the left foot gets it. Oh, it does not get through to Sanchez, but he comes back for it. He sends it to Krantz. Spooner with 4 defenders back. Krantz looking to get it to the outside and not able to keep it in over there. It looks like Bailey McDonald. Spooner with the quick throw in. Grenier not able to get there, and they send the ball up the field to Deneen. Deneen now. Johnson steps up, makes a stop, and then Braden Alberg blocks the shot. Deneen looking to take that shot from distance, and Alberg makes the save. Engerbretson comes back, gets it out to Jevny. Jevny looking for Chikuri, gets taken away by the Spooner Rails. Spooner now sends the ball into the middle of the field. Chikuri comes back for it, gets it to the outside to McDonald. McDonald sends the ball right to the Spooner defender, who then stops it, brings it up, but McDonald takes it back away from him and kicks the ball out of bounds on the near side. Spooner defender now with the throw in off of the Spooner midfield and out of bounds. Trying to see who the Spooner defender is here with the white stocking hat. Had a solid first half. Looks like number 11, Chase Osterhus. Hernandez with the throw in, looking for Engerbretson. Spooner, though, is there to step up. Engerbretson takes it back, though. He's going to poke that ball through right in the middle. He was looking for McDonald on the outside, but did not send that ball to the corner far enough. Spooner took it over, but Krantz took it away. Gets it to Engerbretson. Engerbretson back to Grenier. Grenier to the outside to McDonald. McDonald can't handle the ball, and Spooner takes it away, sends it up the field to Deneen. Hernandez steps up, but Deneen gets it through him. Deneen gets it through Grenier as well, but Braden Alberg steps up and kicks the ball down the field to about the 30-yard line, where Osterhus will put it back into play. Gets it to the middle to Fredrickson. Fredrickson trying to send it up. Hernandez steps up, gets a header up to Engerbretson. Engerbretson to Chikuri, and Chikuri looking to send it up the field, but nobody was making a run. Jevny comes back for it. Jevny looking to pass it back to Chikuri, but the Spooner defender was there. Ty Zeller. Zeller, though, puts it into the middle to nobody. Chikuri gets it to the outside to Krantz. Krantz gets it to McDonald on a run. McDonald trying to center it, and that ball goes out of play, and we're going to have a corner kick here for Rice Lake. McDonald able to send that ball off the defender. We've got a sub in here, as it looks like Ben Drost is going to get some time here for the Warriors as Drost comes in for Johnson at right D. Braden Alberg has come up here to take this corner kick. 43 on the clock right now, so we're 3 minutes into the second half. Alberg sends the ball to the top of the 18. Header by Engerbretson gets bounced around by some Spooner defenders and kicked out of bounds. Engerbretson with a nice header there, but not able to get the ball through. Jevny throws it into Chikuri. Chikuri steps back, makes a play back to the near side, gets the ball up to Engerbretson. Engerbretson hits Chikuri on the run. Chikuri now sends it back, looking in the middle to Engerbretson, goes too far to Grenier. Grenier steps up, too big of touches. He needed to just take that shot from the outside. Alberg settles it down, gets it over to Drost. Drost now looking to the corner, taken away by the Spooner defender, but kicked out of bounds. Drost was looking for McDonald on the far sideline. Dross now with the throw in. Gets it to Krantz. Krantz bodies the ball forward. And goes off of McDonald and then off of a Spooner D out of bounds. McDonald throws it into Grenier. Grenier gets it to the middle. Over to Chikuri. Chikuri now back to Engelbretson. Engelbretson quickly back to Chikuri. Chikuri gets to the middle of the field. Gets it outside to Sanchez, who is not able to get a clean hit on that. And that ball goes out of play out the end line for a goal kick. We are 4 minutes and 20 seconds into this second half. Spooner Rails with the goal kick. Send this ball up the middle of the field. Engelbretson cuts it off. Goes to a Spooner midfielder, though, and Spooner takes possession. They're going to send that ball up to Deneen. Alberg now on a run to the far side with Deneen. Deneen's going to get there first, take a long shot high and wide, and we're going to goal kick for the Warriors. Ball boys doing a nice job here of getting the ball back into play. Grenier's going to set this up for a goal kick. Grenier now going to send this ball up 5 minutes into the first half. Gets that ball over midfield. Engelbretson goes for the head flick. He gets it up to Sanchez. Sanchez pokes it through for Chikuri. Chikuri making a run. Richie comes out. The ball goaltender was out of the net. Nobody's able to get a look at it, though, as Jevney now gets the ball to the outside. Sam trying to work that ball down to the corner. Spooner D is there, but he turns it over to Jevney. Jevney, instead of shooting the ball, gets it back to Engelbretson. Engelbretson comes through a couple defenders, and he gets the ball off the defender, so we should have, they're going to call that out on Engelbretson. That should have been a corner kick for Rice Lake. Engelbretson kicked it off the Spooner defender, so we would have a corner kick, and instead they're going to give it to the Rails. Substitution here as Jevney and McDonald go off. Hastrider and Putnam come back in. Chikuri jumps over the back of Fredrickson, and Spooner Rails are going to have a free kick at the 37-yard line. Both players jumped, but Chikuri came from the backside, and so a foul called on him. Putnam blocks that pass from going through, and Spooner kicks the ball out of bounds. So we're going to have a throw in here by Putnam on the near side. Putnam passes it back to Chikuri. Chikuri back to the sidelines towards Putnam, but it was too weak. It was cut off by 22, Dominic Blatterman. Blatterman gets it back to the back line to Johnson. Johnson's back into the game for Drost as well on that substitution. Spooner Rails, though, collect the ball at midfield. Fredrickson now in the middle. Chikuri comes back for it. Fredrickson sends the ball up the field, though. Spooner gets Deneen gets the ball in the middle, but Hernandez is able to get there and take it back, send it up the field. Spooner, though, getting some looks here as they've taken the ball away from the Warriors a few times. On the far side, sending it across the field. Hernandez with a header, but it goes right to Deneen. Deneen whiffs on it, but he's still got it, and he shoots it high. Deneen just inside the 18 there on a high bouncing ball. And it went right to him, and he sent it high and wide. So a couple good looks for the Spooner Rails here to start this second half. 7.5 minutes in. Grenier back to take the kick. Grenier sends the ball up to midfield. Engelbretson goes for the head flick. It goes past both he and the Spooner defender, but right to another Spooner D. Sends it up to the midfield. They're going to work that ball back and then send it to the corner. Johnson back there for the Warriors is going to let this ball go out of bounds and take the throw in. Johnson up the sideline. Kept in by the Spooner Rails. Johnson steps in. He's going to send that ball to the middle of the field to Chikuri. Chikuri with a header up to Sanchez. Sanchez must have been out of bounds, offsides, and came back in. Came back for the ball, but he was offsides. Spooner Rails is going to set the ball up now at the 45-yard line. Looks like Fredrickson's going to take this kick. Fredrickson comes to the near side. Putnam steps up with a header towards Engelbretson. Engelbretson touches it out to Putnam. Putnam gets caught up there by the Spooner defender, and they both just kind of exchange possession for a couple seconds. Spooner gets it back, and Chase Osterhughes not able to get that slippery ball, went off the side of his foot, out of play. Putnam now with the throw in. He's going to go long throw for Sanchez, making a run. Goes off of Osterhughes, and the defender was on his way down, trips over Sanchez. Nothing intentional there, but he definitely did go down. Could have been a scoring opportunity, so the official's going to stop that. Spooner's going to play that ball directly out of bounds. Putnam now with the throw in. We are 9.5 minutes into the second half, still scoreless here in Rice Lake. Not sure what the student section was saying there, but ball came in from Putnam to Chikuri. Putnam then plays it up the middle of the field to the defenders. The defender gets it up to Ingebretson, cuts it off. Ingebretson with a couple of nice moves, gets to his strong foot. Ingebretson out the short angle and kicks it well wide. Ingebretson with that left foot, dominant left foot, thought maybe he could get the angle, but he was not able to make the turn, and we'll have a goal kick here for Spooner 10 minutes into this first half. Rails back for the goal kick. Going to send it up. Ingebretson cuts it off to Putnam. Putnam tries to get it back to Ingebretson, not able to do so. Chikuri looking to settle it. Does get it settled. He's got a couple Spooner midfielders on him, though. He gets it back to Grenier. Grenier looking for Hastrider on the outside, but he sends it too far up the middle. Alberg cuts it off and plays the ball to Hastrider on the sideline. Hastrider with a nice move around the midfielder. Looking to cross it to the middle. He gets it to Sanchez. Sanchez gets a turn out to Krantz. Krantz now just inside the 18, shoots the ball wide. He had Ingebretson on a run in the middle, Putnam at the top of the 18, and the ball just came off of his foot wide. Spooner sends the ball up the middle of the field again. Header by Grenier to Chikuri. Chikuri gets the ball centered, set out to the outside to Krantz. Krantz with a nice body shield's got the ball just inside the 18. Makes a run to the corner, and that ball's going to go out of bounds, out the end line. We're going to have a corner kick for Rice Lake. Braden Alberg coming in from his defensive position again here for this. And let's see if the Warriors are able to put one in on this corner kick. Nice fan section here tonight, the most fans that we've had here in Rice Lake this year in the cold, wet rain. Alberg sends the ball into the 18. Grenier with the header goes into the box, and Spooner heads it back out to Grenier. Grenier gets a shot, gets tipped around. Ball's going to the near sideline. Spooner is going to keep this in. We got nobody there for the Warriors right now, so they're going to dribble the ball up the sidelines. Grenier puts some pressure on. They send it to the middle to Fredrickson. Fredrickson tries to kick it up the field, and it goes off of Chikuri and out of play. 12 minutes and 15 seconds into this second half as the throw-in goes to Putnam. Putnam gets it over to Chikuri. Chikuri sends it to the far side to Hastrider, but nice play there by the Spooner midfield to come back for it. Hastrider gets it back, though, to Chikuri. Chikuri to Sanchez. Sanchez back to Chikuri. We got a wide-open net here as that ball comes loose. Spooner diving all over the place there as Dominic Ritchie comes out of his net, and that ball was wide open in the middle of the field, but no Warriors there to do anything with it. Putnam with the throw-in, head flick by Ingebretson. Goes to a midfielder for Spooner, who gets it out to Putnam. Putnam now takes a step. If the official wasn't there, I think he could have let it go, but that goes to Chikuri. Chikuri swings it out to Grenier. Grenier to the outside to Hastrider. Hastrider's got 2-3 defenders on him, and they take the ball away. Spooner now with possession on the far side. They're going to send it up the far side of the field. Johnson's going to keep it in and send it back up to Chikuri. Chikuri to Krantz. Krantz to the middle of the field to Putnam. Putnam looking back to the outside to Hastrider. Hastrider sends the ball towards the corner off of a Spooner rail and out of bounds. 53-25 on the clock here as Hastrider puts the ball in play to Chikuri. Goes off a couple defenders to Sanchez in the middle. Sanchez now 3 defenders, gets it over. Putnam with a kick that goes wide. Looks like the left-footed attempt there, I think, by Putnam. and it went just wide of the net. The Warriors starting to get a little bit of life into them here in this second half as Spooner came out strong with a couple good opportunities by Deneen, and now the Warriors getting some pressure, but both teams still scoreless. Ball comes up the middle, gets through Grenier, out to Johnson. Johnson plays the long ball up, looking for Sanchez in the middle. Comes to Engebretson. Engebretson misplays it. Chakuri steps up, gets it to Grenier. Grenier now coming to the outside to Engebretson. They are awfully tight there in that spot, and a couple Spooner defenders. Fredrickson takes it away. Gets over to Grenier. Got a little bit of a possession game going on here as it hits Chakuri. And, we got a foul here coming. The Spooner Rails step in and slide tackle on Putnam. I don't know if he just lost his footing there or if it was intentional as he was trying to slide in, but we're going to have a free kick for the Warriors at the 25-yard line. 54-45 on the clock. Forrest Grenier with the free kick. He can score from this position. Ball goes in and just over the net. There's not much room between the field goal crossbar and the top of the net, and it went right in between. What a nice play by Grenier. Just needed that to die a little bit more. So close, and an opportunity for Grenier and the Warriors there. Spooner gets the ball up, playing a little pass back and forth here on the near sideline. Engebretson's going to head it back. Chakuri slips on that wet turf. Spooner's going to send the ball up the middle. Grenier steps up. Fredrickson has control of it a couple times there, and it goes through Grenier. Grenier to Engebretson. Engebretson not able to control it, but Spooner kicks it right to Hastrider. Hastrider gets it to the outside to Krantz. Krantz on the far sideline wants Hastrider to make a run. He was a little late in doing so he's going to pass it back to Johnson. Johnson sends it up the middle. Gets to Engebretson. He touches it through. Chakuri on a run. Not able to get there, and I think that the Spooner Rails kicked that ball off of Chakuri, and it went out the end line. So we'll have another goal kick here for the Rails. Spooner playing some good team defense here, not giving the Warriors any clean looks. That ball is going to come all the way through. Johnson's going to step up, send it all the way back in. Comes to the back line. D not able to get a clean look on it. Engebretson cuts it off. Jake now on that far end. D, another nice defensive play by the Spooner Rails. Throw in for the Warriors here. Putnam, who's got a very strong throw in, can put this in. A lot of times they'll treat this like a corner. He's taking his steps back like he's going to put this ball all the way into the middle. Instead, he's going to look for Engebretson with the head flick, and that ball goes out of play, and we're going to have a corner kick now for the Warriors. 56-54 into this contest here. 17 minutes in now into this second half. 23 to go with Putnam set to take the corner kick. Warriors set up outside the 18. Putnam steps up. Ball in play. Engebretson comes in for the flying header. Does not get there. Hastrider is able to cut it off. Gets it in. Sends the ball to the middle. Ritchie comes out to play it. Ball is bouncing around and no Warriors there. Engebretson was a little late getting there, and Ritchie does a nice job of collecting that ball, getting it up the field. Chakuri cuts it off, though, at the midfield, gets it out to Hastrider. Nice defensive play there by the Spooner midfielder to come back and get that. Looked like Ezra Walt. Nice job coming back. Krantz back to Hastrider. Hastrider comes all the way across the field here to Putnam. Putnam now has got a little bit of room on the near sideline. He's going to cut it back towards the middle, send it towards the middle to Sanchez, but too much curve on that, and it goes right to the Spooner defender. Deneen now gets a touch past Hernandez. Deneen coming up the near sideline. Grenier on a run with them. Alberg sliding across. Alberg's going to get that ball out of bounds, but it goes out the end line. We're going to have a corner kick for the Spooner Rails. 58-16 into this contest, and the Spooner Rails are going to get, I think, their first, maybe second corner kick here of the night. Looks like Fredrickson's going to take this with his left foot. The junior set. Ball in play. Comes across, and Sanchez collects it. Gets it up to the top of the 18. He's going to step across, send the punt up to midfield. Krantz comes back for it. Krantz uses his body to shield the defender. Krantz plays it off the defender to Chikuri, who gets it back to Engelbretson. Engelbretson up to the sideline here for Putnam, but a nice defensive play there by Chase Osterhus. Osterhus, instead of waiting for it to come to him, stepped up and took that ball away before it could get to Putnam. The Warriors send the ball up to the far sideline, and it's getting kicked up in the air and kept inbounds. Finally comes up towards midfield where Grenier plays it forward with his chest, but right to Spooner. Spooner now playing the forward to Deneen. Deneen, though, not able to get it as Braden Alberg steps up, makes the play, and sends it up the sideline to Hastrider. Hastrider keeps it in to Krantz. Krantz with a turn. Gets the ball towards the middle of the field here to Engelbretson. Engelbretson now taking it to the far sideline in the corner. Engelbretson looking to cut it back across. He gets it towards the middle to Putnam, but another Spooner defender there. Again, Spooner with 4 or 5 guys back on that back line here, not giving the Warriors anything down deep. They've done their scouting report to see that the Warriors like to get that ball down deep in the field, and they are taking away those opportunities. Ball comes across Putnam out to Chikuri. Chikuri back to Putnam. Putnam takes a step around the defender. Left foot goes off a couple defenders. It's right there in the middle. Krantz, not able to get a clean look on it, and Spooner clears the ball to the outside of the field. They've got Deneen on a run. They're looking for him. That ball now up the middle of the field, and it's going to go all the way through to Sanchez. Sanchez collects the ball. Fake like he was going to throw it out. He's going to go ahead and take the punt. Gets it up a little bit high, but it comes right to Putnam. Putnam not able to play it out of the air. Goes to Chikuri. Chikuri gets a turn on the defender. Looking to send Sanchez. Not able to get it through originally, but then it does. Off a Spooner defender to Sanchez. Sanchez takes the shot. Rebound. Take him at the end. He scores! Goal for the Rice Lake Warriors. Sanchez puts it on. Dominic Ritchie has had a solid game there, but with that ball being wet, just comes off his chest, and Engelbretson was making a run, puts the ball in the back of the net for the Warriors. And the Rice Lake takes a 1-0 lead, 60-43 on the clock. Big play there to get the first goal of the night for the Rice Lake Warriors as Engelbretson followed up a Sanchez shot. And a big goal for the Warriors. Lots of opportunities for them. Nothing was capitalized until 60 minutes and into this contest. Spooner now takes possession, coming to the near side. It looks like the rain is slowing down a little bit here. Still coming down, but definitely at a much lighter pace as Spooner kicks the ball out of bounds. Putnam now with the throw, and he's going to go all the way to the middle of the field to Grenier. Grenier gets a run. Fredrickson's right there with him. Grenier sends it up to Krantz. Krantz on a run just inside the 18. Makes a stop, but Spooner's able to take that away. Pierce, Hastrider in the right spot, gets a leg on it. And Caleb Johnson does a great job coming in from his defensive position there to step up and cut that off. Chikuri gets it to the outside to Engelbretson. Engelbretson gets around the defender to the end line. Is he going to be able to keep this ball in and get it off the defender? He nutmegs the defender. Comes through the middle. Gets it out to Sanchez. He misses it to Chikuri. Chikuri way wide. 20 yards, 30 yards wide. But it curves enough to where Hastrider's able to keep it in. And then he trips up and Spooner's able to take it back. Spooner now on the far sideline. Gets around Krantz. Hastrider comes back and Johnson steps up with a big boot. He's going to send it all the way back down the field. Spooner not able to control that. Engelbretson pushes it to the outside. Krantz wasn't able to get there, so Spooner's going to take over at the midfield. It's going to come all the way back down, and Johnson's going to have the throw in. He's going to give it to Grenier. 62-20 into this contest as Grenier throws that ball up the sidelines, headed out of bounds right away by Spooner. Grenier now at the midfield line. Fakes the throw in. I don't know if it just slipped out of his hands or what happened there. Gets it through 2 Spooner defenders towards Engelbretson, but Engelbretson not able to get a foot on it as Spooner comes back over the midfield line. Chikuri and Putnam work together to take that ball away. Chikuri now to the near sideline. Chikuri on a run. Gets the ball up to Sanchez. Sanchez looks to move to the middle, and a nice defensive play by the Rails. Gets it up to Putnam. Putnam looking for Ingebretson in the middle, but Fredrickson steps up and does a nice job there as the center midfielder. Gets it up to Deneen. Deneen goes towards Grenier. Grenier takes it away originally, and then Spooner takes it back. They get the ball up to the front here. Now they're at the top of the 18. Coming across, Alberg's going to shield the defender so that Sanchez can dive on the ball. 63-30 into this contest. Sanchez is going to throw it to the near side to Putnam. Putnam now has the ball. He's going to send it up the sideline to Sanchez. Sanchez cuts towards the middle. He's going to play that ball through to Krantz. It gets through the defender to Krantz. And the defender able to get a foot on it and keep it in play. Krantz, though, takes it away on the edge of the 18. Gets around the defender to the middle to Chikuri, but he didn't hit that ball hard enough. Pierce comes back. Gets the ball to Grenier. Grenier now on the far sidelines trying to get it through. Tips off of a Spooner rail. Grenier with a quick throw-in looking for Ingebretson. Not able to connect with him, though, and Spooner takes over. Johnson sends that ball back down into the Spooner end towards Krantz. Krantz wasn't able to get it away from the defender, and Spooner does a nice job there on that far sideline. He cuts it back to the middle. He and Hastreiter get tangled up and goes down. The official's doing a nice job tonight of keeping taking the fouls that he needs to and not pulling out the cards. Spooner sends the ball up the field. Tips off Deneen, goes to Chikuri, but it spins back to Deneen. They're going to play the advantage here as Johnson steps up, does a nice job. Ooh, the ball goes out of bounds. We had a little shoulder-to-shoulder contact. And Spooner Rails did a nice job there of keeping Johnson from collecting that ball before it went out. Rails now going to have a little substitution as Brett Vosberg comes into the game. Fredrickson's moving up the field here to the near sideline. Don't know if they're moving him up to forward from his midfielder position, but we got a big boot and just goes wide. Sanchez came across, looked like he was going to try to grab it, but he kept himself on the edge of his post just to make sure that it wasn't going to slide in. What do we got here? We got the ball back into play. Alberg's going to take this kick, 65-30. Alberg now plays the ball up to midfield. It's going to Grenier. Grenier head flicks to Ingebretson. Head flicks it to Jevny. Jevny back to Ingebretson. Ingebretson loses his footing, and the rails take it over. Deneen with a touch pass to the outside, back to the middle to Deneen. Deneen's at the top of the 18 here. Alberg steps up, briefly takes it away. Team defense here by the Warriors as Putnam's able to clear it. Putnam gets it up to Krantz. Krantz back to Jevny. Jevny is going to kick that ball back to Ingebretson. Ingebretson to Jevny, who spins and misses it. And it's going to go out of bounds for the Spooner Rails throw-in. 66-20 into this contest. I don't know if Spooner had a throw-in there, and they were taking their time. Didn't know if they were subbing or not. Spooner now with the throw-in at midfield after Grenier kicked it out of bounds. Ball to the middle of the field. Header by Spooner. Deneen is going to go out of play. Throw in for Johnson on the far sideline. Alberg clears the ball up to the midfield. Spooner takes it away, sends it up to the far sideline, and out of play. Ball is going to be a Spooner ball here now. Bubba Albo able to clear that ball all the way out to midfield. Spooner there with their four defenders back. Sends it right back down to the Rice Lake end. Throw in for the Warriors here as Johnson comes up. Caleb Johnson takes his couple steps, throws it up the field. Spooner right there is going to head it back down the field. Johnson steps up, heads it to Grenier. Grenier settles it down. Grenier takes a couple steps, Gets it out to Jevney. Jevney back to Grenier. Grenier over to Engelbretson. Both passes a little bit behind the players, and they weren't able to run to them. Spooner able to take that away, but Engelbretson comes back, gets the ball to Putnam. Putnam sends it up the field off a Spooner defender. He was looking for Sanchez on the far sideline, not able to get it to him as the Spooner D gets back there, sends it to the near sideline. Hernandez steps up. I think that ball was tipped off of a rail as it came forward. Deneen, though, on a big run on the far sideline. Deneen now at the top of the 18. He shoots it wide as Sanchez came out to play it. That ball squirted all the way to the outside to Deneen on a run. Deneen, a junior here out of Spooner. Looks like he's got some height on him, long legs, able to make a nice play, but Sanchez coming out, didn't give him anywhere to shoot it, and he shot it way wide. Alberg now puts the ball back into play, goes to the far sideline to Krantz. Krantz takes the turn to the outside, but it goes too far and out of play. Spooner with the throw-in, 69 minutes into this contest. Johnson settles it briefly. It goes back to Alberg. Alberg kicks it off the knee and out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Warriors. Johnson up the far sideline, throws it in, gets past one Spooner defender, goes to another. He's going to send it directly up the middle. Alberg with the header up the middle to Engelbretson. Engelbretson lets it go over him, looking for Jevney. That ball goes towards the far sidelines by Spooner. Keep it in. Johnson trying to clear it, goes out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in for the Rails. 69-40 on the clock. Spooner's got a little bit of life here after giving up that goal. They've got some life, and they've had some opportunities down here. No real good looks. Johnson takes it away, sends it up the sideline to Jevney. Jevney gets it to Krantz. Krantz coming towards the middle of the field. He's going to swing it all the way across to Hernandez. Hernandez steps up, gets it to Sanchez. Sanchez, though, not able to control it, and Spooner comes right back with the ball. Ball skips past Engelbretson, who's typically very sure-footed there, and goes to Deneen. Deneen now to the outside. Deneen gets a look. Sanchez is there. Alberg and Grenier pushing Deneen to the outside, and Sanchez was in the right spot to make that save. A nice opportunity there, though, for Deneen. Sanchez punts the ball to midfield. Spooner Rails right there, though, to take it back. Jevney now fighting with a couple rails. Spooner sends it up a little bit, but it goes right to Engelbretson. Engelbretson plays it to the outside to Jevney. Jevney up to Krantz. Krantz not able to get a clean look, but he ends up taking it away from the Spooner defender. That ball's going to go out of bounds. We got a substitution for Rice Lake. Hastrider's going to come back into the game for Jevney. We're at 71 minutes. We got 9 minutes left in this contest. 9 minutes to play. Rice Lake 1, Spooner 0. Tight contest here tonight with more opportunities for Rice Lake, but the chances that Spooner have been good. Chakuri got the ball at the 18, dancing around a couple defenders, gets a shot, and he goes wide. Chakuri working his way around 4 defenders, takes a shot that just misses the net. Spooner now set to play the goal kick, gets the ball back into play quickly, plays it short, and it goes right to Chakuri. Chakuri to Sanchez. Sanchez moves the ball to the middle over to Krantz. Krantz now on the far side of the 18, comes back to the middle to Engelbretson. He's going to push it back outside to Hastrider. Hastrider looks to go down low to Krantz, gets it taken away by Spooner, but they pass it right back to Engelbretson. Engelbretson now on the far sideline. He's going to get it backwards to Hastrider. Hastrider to Krantz. Krantz has got 3 defenders converging on him, so he's going to go to the outside to Hastrider. Hastrider down towards Engelbretson, a little give and go. Hastrider trying to get that ball to the middle, and it goes out of bounds. We're going to have another goal kick here for the Spooner Rails. A quick play into the near sideline. The Warriors are getting caught sleeping a little bit here as Spooner's playing it short and quick. Ball boy running up here to give Putnam the throw in. 72-30 on the clock. Putnam with the long throw, looking for Sanchez down the sideline. Spooner knocks it out of bounds. Chase Oster, he's not able to get a clean body on that, and it goes out of play. Putnam now with the throw in, looking for Sanchez short. Chase is right behind him. Sanchez plays it off his body, gets around Chase. Sanchez now gets to the 18, gets tripped up, but he's just inside the box, and there's no way the official is going to call that and give a PK at this point in the game. I'm going to go ahead and say that's a great call by the official to let that go. It was not a scoring opportunity, and you're not going to give a PK on that play. The Warriors get it to Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen, instead of pulling the trigger, takes it to the outside to Sanchez. Sanchez gets it down to the corner here now to Ingebrigtsen. Jake loses the handle on the ball. It goes out of play. Rice Lake ball now, as that came in and went out of bounds immediately. So Putnam with the throw. Putnam goes short to Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen plays it down. Going to go all the way back to Hernandez. Hernandez takes a little bit too big of a touch, but he's able to get it over to Grenier. Grenier swings it to the outside to Hastrider. Hastrider going to the corner to Krantz. Krantz gets around the defender. That ball's going to go off Spooner out of bounds, and we're going to have a corner kick for the Warriors. Alberg was heading to the corner. Putnam calls him off. 74 minutes in. We got 6 minutes left in this contest. Rice Lake 1, Spooner 0. Putnam sets the ball. Steps up. Ball's in play. Far side. Ingebrigtsen with the header. Dominic Ritchie gathers that ball. Good header by Ingebrigtsen. Nice job collecting it by Ritchie. Instead of punching it, he's going to roll the ball up the field, and Spooner turns it over to Chikuri. Chikuri gets it to Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen to the outside now to Putnam. Putnam going to play it back to Chikuri. Chikuri is going to look back to Hernandez. We got a player here. Fredrickson is here for the Spooner Rails, though, so we got to be careful playing it back. That ball came through and over the head of Johnson. Johnson now retreats back. Sanchez comes out to play it. Sanchez with the kick it out of bounds, and he's got to hustle back in because he is way out of his net. Deneen throws it in. First Grenier wisely just kicks it out and lets Rice Lake get back to settle into play. 5 minutes left in this contest as Deneen passes it back. Spooner passes it forward, goes off of Hastrider out of play. Spooner with the throw in on the far sideline. Johnson steps up, heads the ball up the field. Spooner midfielder, though, keeps it in. Sends it down the field to the corner. A ball's out of play off Hastrider. Another throw in for the Rails. 4.5 minutes to go in this contest as Johnson steps up on Deneen, kicks the ball out of bounds. Oh, it's going to stay in. Hastrider steps up, goes off of him, out of play again. A throw in by Spooner. Johnson steps up, doesn't give Deneen a clean look at it. Chikuri and Hastrider take that ball away, and they're going to send it to the near side, and it's going to go out of bounds. 4 minutes to play in this contest as Osterhaus goes to throw it in. Gets it in. Alberg steps up. Is going to send that ball down the field. Hey, I think Sanchez was onside there, but it tailed into the middle. Krantz gets it. Krantz to Chikuri. Chikuri sends it up the middle to Sanchez. Sanchez has got two defenders, and they're able to take it away. And now they've got the ball on the near sideline. Putnam steps up, and Spooner kicks the ball out of bounds. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go here as Putnam throws the ball down towards the corner. Chase Osterhaus heads that ball out of bounds. Ball boy doing a nice job here of hustling, getting that ball back in. Putnam now going for the throw in. We're going to make a run to the corner. We are. Ingebrigtsen makes a run to the corner. He throws it over. Spooner D gets the ball off Ingebrigtsen out of play, and Spooner's going to have a throw in. Coming in here now on the 3 minute mark in this contest. Ball goes over the top. Hernandez with the kick over the top of his head to Chikuri. Chikuri looks to settle it, heads the ball over to Krantz. Krantz gets it to the outside to Hastrider. Hastrider going to send that ball down to Krantz. Krantz gets it back to the middle to Grenier. Grenier over to Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen tries to get it back to Grenier on a run. Spooner had three defenders, though, and they get that ball all the way through as Hernandez had stepped up. Putnam now coming back as Fredrickson and Alberg able to get a foot on that, but it's going to go out the end line, and we're going to have a corner kick here for the Spooner Rails. 2.5 minutes left. Fredrickson gets the ball down, looking for a quick kick. Nope, he's going to switch it now. Instead of going with his left foot, he's going to move it over to his right foot. Fredrickson putting the ball into play. Putnam gets a body on it, and the left foot sends it up to midfield to Sanchez. And forwards up for everybody up for Spooner there. So Sanchez was up there with just one defender. We got 2 minutes left to go. Oh, we got a Spooner rail that's down. Krantz is over on the far sideline. I don't think he can see that player. Oh, miraculously comes back to life. Good to see that he's all right. He was down for a while when the clock didn't stop. Then he got back up. Spooner sends the ball up. Crow! Sanchez comes out to play it and misses on it. And we got a trip by Frederickson there. He was not intending to do that, but he got tangled up with Hernandez. And just like what happened earlier in the contest to the Warriors and Krantz, that ball is now going to go to the Warriors. Alberg with the kick to midfield. Spooner gets a foot on it. Engelbretson comes back for it. Spooner, though, pokes it up the middle. Johnson steps up. Engelbretson from behind is able to control that ball, but then Spooner steps up, takes it away. We got 1 minute left here in Rice Lake. Warriors up 1-0. Spooner got some good life here. Deneen now at the top of the 18, taken away by Hastrider. Ball goes to the outside. Hastrider with good hustle. Gets that ball. Oh! Everybody was pointing that it tipped off a Spooner, but the AR on the far side said, nope, I don't think so. Alberg's going to kick the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in. 30 seconds left here. Spooner with the throw-in. Warriors got everybody back. Ball to the middle. Alberg with the header. Gets it up to Chikuri. Chikuri clears it. If that gets through to Sanchez, but it doesn't. Spooner. And now Krantz to Chikuri. Chikuri to Sanchez. We got 15 seconds left as Sanchez is making a run. They don't need to get the pressure. They just got to keep it down here. Gets it out to Krantz. Krantz to the outside. Is he going to rip the shot? He rips the shot. It's wide. It's out of play. And that's going to do it. Rice Lake Warriors advancing to the sectional final 1-0 over the Spooner Rails. Spooner has nothing to hang their hats about. Spooner, who has struggled over the years to put a program together, puts a darn good one on the field this year, and they've got a great shot for next year. With the number of juniors that they had playing tonight, they are going to be a very strong team next year. But it's going to be the Rice Lake Warriors moving on to play in the sectional final on Saturday here at 7 o'clock. Teams will meet now at midfield to do some handshakes. I'd like to thank our All-American Zach and his fiancee Allie for doing the camera work for us. We appreciate that. The Warriors coming together as the Rails have huddled together down on the far end. Warriors making their way down there to congratulate them on a great season and a hard-fought battle. Great game by Dominic Ritchie, the sophomore goaltender for the Rails. Very aggressive in his net play, did a fantastic job. But at the end of the night, after 80 minutes, it's the Rice Lake Warriors 1, Spooner Rails 0. Warriors coming over here to thank their fans. Nice crowd here for the Warriors and the Rails tonight in Rice Lake. Excellent job by our officials tonight as well. They did a great job, called a great game. And we're going to call that good tonight here from Rice Lake as the Warriors 1, the Rails 0. Thanks for tuning in. End stream and